We all, there ought to be a song sheet somewhere near you. We get sometimes dragged down in all the events going on in our world or country and that sort of thing. You get a kind of a downward look at ourselves. So I think it's time for us to lift ourselves up out of where we are and dream a little bit. I'm a dreamer, so why don't you dream with me a little bit? This song that. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow, wide and wide and high. Hey, hey. Judy Garland is rolling in her grave.
Well, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Flag is over in the corner. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And would you please join in prayer or meditation in your own way as I say, bless this food to our use and us to thy service. Amen. And we would like the guests and the ladies to be the first at our buffet. We have many people to thank for this, Paul Strong in particular for the pizza. So, are there any special rules? Anybody wants hands? What's the last one? Where's the last one? All right. Right over here. Oh, as far as this is? All right. Right where the plates
are. Okay, Diane.
Hello, Bill.
We're at the rescue squad.
Yes, I see the setting.
Okay, I'm gonna stop recording while we get our meal.
Okay.
We've got Mark Clark and Diane Dawson.
The acoustics are difficult here because they are so live that the sound just gets a little bit scrambled. I'm actually a little concerned about the picking up voices.
I'll ask Diane if she hears you okay. Diane, do you hear Jim okay?
There's an echo. It'd be better if it was closer to the speaker.
That's the room.
Okay, we can arrange that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've got an extension cord. No, we'll do the hold on. It's all about the speaker. Keep going.
Okay. So anyway, if you keep our conversations to a minimum, it would be appreciated. First of all, we have a lot of thanks to give this afternoon's meal, and I would like the person who orchestrated part of the Reggie and Dan Roberts.
Reggie started this by putting together social
Wrong end. Switch it. Bring it back.
No comment. No comment.
No left and right.
I'm just a wire holder. Okay, go ahead. You're good.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you guys. Good job.
All right, let's see here. Now, next, we have an read by Randy. Why don't you come on up?
Yeah, two things. One's important. Really important. The Youth Development Committee is looking at organizing a mentoring program at the high school. Right now, it's a little early to go to the principal or the superintendent because they're kind of busy, but hopefully we can get this started with them, at least suggested to them early part of October. Today, what I'm interested in is knowing how many members would be willing to participate. And what participation means is being prepared to go into a class session and talk to students about your life experiences, your career, whatever. Superintendent Cole's stated objective is to have every student graduate with a plan. And a mentoring would be a good way to expose the kids to maybe some situations, careers, whatever, that they otherwise wouldn't have access to. So other than present yourself to the class, you probably would have to write up a little resume that the teachers could look at, and then the teachers would select which mentor, based on their background and their resume, would best fit into the, their class lessons and how to use this. So this is just a sign-up sheet. If you're interested, there's not a whole lot of detail yet, but it'd be good if you just let us know. So if I go to the school and we don't have any mentors, it would be kind of embarrassing. So I want to be sure we're kind of with the program.
Is the date on there? The date?
The date?
Yeah. Is it set?
No, the way it would work is the teachers, we have to have a committee staffed by members of the club who would coordinate, organize, and schedule. So the teachers would let us know at this class hour on Thursday at 2 o'clock, I'd like to have someone come in and talk to the chemistry class. And then we would organize it and structure it that way. It's been done in the past at the high school. I participated, and frankly, the administration at the time really lost interest in it. And what I'm going to try to do is set something up this time that they don't really have to do anything other than the teachers say, yeah, we'd like to have somebody come and talk to this class. We would do the organizing, the scheduling, whatever. So we're not really putting a burden on the administration, to deal with it. Announcement number 2. I've been trying to get rid of these damn things now for about a month and a half. They're cartridges to HP. They're 934 black cartridges. Anybody know for a fact? Most people don't know what cartridges their printers take, but here they are. If nobody claims them, Bill's going to sell them on online and make a contribution to the clubs. There they are. Okay, thanks.
All right. Couple of quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Dan?
Question.
Did you say high school or
High school?
High school.
Yeah. Couple of quick announcements. The board of directors will be meeting next Tuesday at 11 o'clock back at the Trestle. Also, if there's anyone interested in becoming district governor, and it is a multi-year path that you have to follow, but nominations the period for nominations is open, and please just let me know if you're interested. And that brings us to Happy Dollars. So, Reggie?
May I say something?
Yes.
Oh, no, everyone wasn't here last week. Oh, you're asking if you would like to join our social on the 17th, please get with us. Get with me and Joan or Jackie or Ted. Okay, because we will make sure we have everyone back to it. It's going to be fun and great, you know, camaraderie and the time we can fellowship with another. It strengthen our relationships when socialize the issues to it, right? So if there's anyone here who's not signed up, please see one of us before we finish it, okay?
Right, we are past the deadline to sign up for food unless someone else drops out. So it's entirely possible. If you are interested, we've got how many people coming? More than 20, I think.
We have 21 confirmed.
Great.
Right, and we have 2 or 3 who are questioning.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So if you're interested, good chance there are going to be slots. And even if, yeah, so just check with Reggie before.
Do we have a guaranteed minimum?
25.
Okay, so we need one.
Oh, so we do need more.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're going to be mounting an effort to corrupt our members by involving them in Pokino and blackjack. Bingo. Sorry, bingo and Pokino. I've never played Pokino, so I'm rather looking forward to it. So if you're interested, please step up. So and that also means yes, there is food. We've committed to providing the food. Okay, so I think oh, Happy Dollars. We were on. Who else? Who had?
Yes, because this is a carryover from last week. We didn't have Happy Dollars.
Right.
So we should be doubling up today. And I will kick it off by saying $10, 5 for me and 5 for Jackie, because we're going to the district conference in mid-October, and we hope we have a lot of friends joining us.
That's it.
I'll take a shot.
Very good.
District conference mid-October.
Right. Okay. If anyone else is interested, we'd be delighted if you went. Reggie.
Yes. Find my wife of decades, I won't say how many, but many decades, and her birthday yesterday, 76 years old, $5 for that. And $5 for my friend here being our speaker.
Matt Clay, thank you. He'll be stepping up in a moment. Anyone else? Joan.
$5 for a safe drive up to Connecticut and $5 for safe return home.
Bravo, bravo, here, here. Anyone else? Randy.
10 happy dollars. Tomorrow, American Airlines willing. My wife and I are going to go to Switzerland for a couple of weeks.
Whoa! Very cool. Very
That's
cool.
exactly what I said. Yeah.
Enjoy. All right. Alan?
Yeah, this is now 2 weeks past, but my wife and I celebrated our 64th wedding anniversary.
That was very cool. 64 years.
That's worth at least $20.
Oh, yeah. Very good. I am going to put in $10, $5 in the name of Ken Roberts. And thank you again for organizing this nice move. I think the most interesting comment was from Bill Payne, who said, hey, we ought to do this more often. And I'm also going to put $5 in, so it's $10 total, $5 in the name of Emma Lowenthal. You haven't met Emma Lowenthal. She was a guest in our home this weekend, and she has the good taste to date my son. But the reason I'm putting the $5 in her name is she has a steel will and takes none of his SHIT. So thank you, Emma Lowenthal.
So take it over here.
Oh, maybe someday. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce our speaker, Matt Clay, who's going to tell us about healthcare on the shore. And Matt, round of applause.
How's everybody doing today? Great. So I just wanted to chat a little bit. Reggie invited me up here and tell a little bit about myself and what I do. And so I'll start out with who I am. I'm Matt Clay. I'm a father of 5. My wife is a very generous woman. And as I tell people, I wanted 6 kids. That was the shortest conversation I think we've had today. I didn't 6 kids. We have 5 kids. That's where we're at. We've been on the shore, love it. Been here for 2 years. October 28th when we moved here, I started working for Eastern Shore Rural Health November 2nd, 2020, in the middle of COVID. So that was challenging, but I came from a tribal health center, which I'm a Native American citizen of, the Pokagon Band of Potawatomi Indians. So if you can say that real fast 4 or 5 times, credit to you. But you know, I grew up not in healthcare. Some people still to this day, I'm not a healthcare person. You know, I still think there's a lot of issues with healthcare across the systems, nationally, locally, regionally, and there's things we can improve. And we need to continue to look at ways we can improve it. Having said that, I taught for 10 years. I got my master's degree in IT, and it's a unique story how I got to become the health director for the tribe, but it was very fruitful. We started out in a Sears brick building. It wasn't much bigger than this room, and it had 3 exam rooms, 2 of which didn't have running water. Across the state highway was our behavioral health department, and at that time we had 42 staff, and it was very challenging to provide any kind of care to our citizens. And I convinced our tribal council at that time to build a 37,000 square foot state-of-the-art healthcare facility. We added dental at that time, expanded, added transportation services, added optical. We just grew what we had. When I left there, we had 140 staff, and we averaged 25 to 30 new patients a month from all over the country. Our furthest coming from Alaska, some from Texas, Oklahoma. And the IHS system is Indian Health Services system is a little different than the FQHC, which I'll talk about. Eastern Shore Rural Health, which is the FQHC. Both get funding from the federal government, from HRSA, so that's the Health Service Administration. So then people say, well, how'd you get to the shore from Southwest Michigan? Well, I had 6 opportunities, so this was the 6th opportunity that I had prior to, you know, accepting this job. My wife and I, we fell in love with the shore. We felt like we were called to serve here. And I grew up on a 300-some acre fruit farm, and this is how I grew up. So I wanted my kids to see and grow up in a way that I grew up. And I think there's a great deal of value in growing up on a farm. We left the 40-acre farm to come here, and we currently live in Accomack on Back Street. Some property. But having said that, you know, Eastern Shore Rural Health is a federally qualified health center. A lot of people don't fully understand what that is, but it's was started in the 60s to help those that are underserved communities. And we've had opportunity here on the shore, which is unique. We service about 65 to 70% of the people on the shore. And so we have a unique payer mix, so to speak. We have insured, Medicare, Medicaid, and people that are underserved without insurance. So we try to treat everybody, and we try to do the best we can. COVID has been challenging, to say the least. It's been challenging to find staff. We've seen the highest turnover in healthcare they've ever seen in recorded history across the country. It's no different for us to try to get people to come here and recruit here. As many of you know, either you like living in a rural setting or you don't. We have ways to try to entice them to come here through federal loan forgiveness programs, but you know, then hopefully through that time we convince them to stay here and fall in love with the shore, like my family and I have. But it was Eastern Shore Rural Health was started in 1976. The idea was started in 1975, and in 1976 they had 2 providers, 5 support staff total. It's grown obviously since then. We have now, I think we have 10 centers with Kiptopee Dental, the school-based dental being our newest, which will make 10 starting September 19th of this month. We're excited about that. We added Nandua Dental at the high school up there, middle school, high school, in Accomack County. We're looking to expand that service as well. We're looking to continue to grow. We're going to build our own pharmacy at our only center. We're looking for urgent care up at only as well. And we're continuing to look at opportunities up and down the shore and how we can serve people, but also how we can remove barriers. We were just having a conversation to talk about some of that. Reggie asked the question, what are we doing for preventive medicine? Do you see it going that way? You know, and my concern in healthcare is this. CVS, Amazon, Walgreens, you know, they're trying to take over everything. And it's scary because I don't believe the level of health care we will get from them will be sufficient as what we should be getting. And they're in it to make money. It's not about taking care of people. And you know, my philosophy is first and foremost when I interviewed, I told my board, which Betty Bivens, Dr. Betty Bivens is our board chair. You know, I told them my number one goal is not to take care of our patients, it's to take care of my team. Because if we take care of our team, they'll take care of our patients. And I believe that wholeheartedly, and I think the more we can do to support our team members, the better they'll take care of our patients. It's been, like I said, been a challenge over the last couple of years. We provide several services. Obviously, we provide medical care, we provide dental care. There's such a severe shortage of oral health here on the shore. Currently, with every dental service on the shore, they're meeting about 45,000 visits annually. The need is about 115,000 visits. We're trying our hardest to recruit dentists, hygienists to come here. That is a challenge. We get questions all the time. Hey, can I get into dental? We're currently not accepting new patients because we can barely sustain taking care of the ones that we have. You know, so it's a challenge. And it's a challenge, especially for those people who don't have the means that are able to get back and forth across the bridge or get up to, you know, Maryland to receive some of those services as well. So we're looking to grow that area. We're continuously looking at growing on our medical side. We have behavioral health. We started that in December of 2020. As we all know, there's a severe shortage in mental health care. We're looking to grow that. We have 6 positions open currently to add to our department of 5 total, 3 of those being counselors. And we're looking to grow that and trying to meet the needs. And you know, but these things take time, and it's challenging. You know, healthcare is challenging, as I've stated, but you know, but we're here to try to serve, and I'm always open to ideas and suggestions on how we can improve. As we look at this growth opportunities, you know, how do we do it in a sustainable way that really impacts and changes lives? And that's what I'm all about, and that's what our team's about, and we'll continue to grow down that path. But, you know, that's Eastern Shore Rural Health in a nutshell. But you know, it's through the years and the 46 years of existence. You know, many of you that are from the shore have seen it grow, have seen what we've done and changed, and I hope to continue. You know, following. I tell people all the time when I came on board, you know, Nancy Stern was here for 37 years, phenomenal human being. And I tell people I will never fill her shoes. I have no intention because I don't think I can try. But I hope to walk a parallel path and continue moving forward with what we do and serving people here on the shore. But, you know, before I say anything else, any questions you guys have of me? Yes,
2. One, how many docs do you have? And the other question is, how does the school-based facility work?
Sure. So we have total around 55 total providers. That's dental and medical across the board, and 2 behavioral health. So, and we're trying to grow that because there's such a need in that. So the school-based dental program, the way it works, we've been doing this now in Accomack County for about 12, 14 years. And so any student, it's really nice because we have a really low no-show rate because we go in and get them out of class, we bring them in and the parents sign a waiver. And the parents are more than welcome to be there. But it's nice because, you know, a lot of people are afraid of oral health. They're afraid of going to the dentist. So kids, they feel like this is part of their schooling, you know, so they're comfortable with it. We teach them at a young age. We have a lady that goes around in a tooth fairy outfit, and she'll get them to feel comfortable. But then we go into the classroom, we get them out, and we treat them. We recently brought on a pediatrician or a health surgeon, which is nice because now we can do some more invasive measures without referring them across the bay or up the road. And so that's been nice for us. And we'll do the same here in Northampton County. We just started this partnership this past year. And we will do the same thing at Kip to Peak. And we also have a traveling oral health program that goes around to the schools as well and works with the kids. We do screenings. We did, I think, 700 screenings in Northampton County this past year as part of our traveling oral health program in anticipation of opening up in the center. We hope to open up Iconic in high school, middle school as well, and rotate around to meet the needs of all those students as well. Ask, go right ahead.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Rural health has a connotation that might not necessarily attract people. Are you married to that name?
No, I'm not married to it. I've been here for 2 years. No, so tell me what the connotation is.
rural, you know, well, in America, rural means kind of
Backward.
poor, second class. It's just, you know, the way it is. Rural has a certain connotation. Coming from Chicago, maybe everybody doesn't share the connotation I have.
It's not a good one, anytime.
So I just wonder, you know, down the road, would you ever change the name of your organization?
Yeah, I mean, that's something we could look into. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not married to it. You know, I think anytime we can do change for the sake of improvement, you know, we should look at those opportunities without a doubt. Yes, sir.
Are you guys ever gonna think about going 24/7?
You know, we did a community health needs assessment, and part of the thing that HRSA requires, any service we provide, they will, if it's not sustainable, they will not allow us to do it. They will pull our funding. Currently, I don't know that that is sustainable, you know, but that's, you know, something we will continue to look at. At this point, I don't know that we will go 24/7. I am looking at extending hours at all of our centers and trying to expand that, try to meet more of a need on the weekend. And as I said, I met with the city manager for Cape Charles. I'm going to meet with the administrator down here to try to look at some way we can partner there as well. One of the things that came out of our health needs assessment was urgent care. You know, and people ask, well, why only, you know, the hospital right there? Well, it's a different type of medicine for one, but for two, that's our busiest center. Our only health center is by far our busiest. We want to expand hours to get more access to people across up and down the shore without a doubt. But I don't know if we'll ever go 24/7. I don't know who's next. I just have my hands. Go right ahead.
Do you have any plans, or do you currently do eye care?
So I'm looking at optical. That's something we've done in the past. I think it's a good opportunity. I'm also looking at transportation services as well for people that can't get it, you know, to and from their homes. So yeah, I'm looking at that amongst everything else. But yes, ma'am.
Yes. Is there any way that a person can reach out to you when they have a problem? And I'm thinking about when I was in the elementary school, that teacher had to be everybody, everything. And a child has been up all night long with 2 hours. And then go find some kind of bird, seed, stuff I used to see. And I rubbed on their gums. And but to hear the stories of people who suffer pain, children that didn't get that kind of treatment. There's no one else to call on, but that one teacher who had to know it all, had to know what he could go out in the woods and pick up, rub on. Now, if a child has to stay up all night in pain, can you find a way to reach out to them or reach out to you and give them some comfort?
So we have 24/7 call. So our provider can call all night. Both pediatricians and our regular provider can call. So if people call in at night, they can get through, leave a message, and get a call back.
And finance?
Pardon?
How about the finance?
There's no charge for that unless they were to come. And to that point, you know, being a Native American, we had traditional healers that had a lot of, you know, herbs that they would use to help treat, you know, and going back to what Reggie and I talked about a little bit, you know, we don't do enough on the proactive side for healthcare. You know, and that's something Jim and I briefly talked about, and we're going to look at ways to maybe partner on that too, and how to get people some healthier foods. I know there's a bunch of hands. Who's next? Go ahead, sir.
I have a question about what your funding streams are to support that. Is it only insurance and Medicare? What other funding streams
Private insurance. HRSA gives us, they give us about, what is it, 15–20% of our funding as well. And then Medicare, Medicaid, you know, and so provider productivity, I hate using that term because they have to see X amount of patients. It's just what it is. And that's what we try to balance that quantity with quality. And we have quality measures as well. I anticipate if we start to see a shift in healthcare shifting toward quality more, as it should, And, but the payers haven't come along with it yet, and that's how we do that. The pharmacy that we will open up will help us with revenue as well, but also it provides a service for our community. So it's another way. And we get a lot of grants.
You get grants.
Yeah, we get a lot of grants. Yes, sir.
The urgent care center that you mentioned, when do you anticipate that might open? And do you anticipate it will be at a new location or an existing location?
It will be at a new location. It'll be at Four Corners Plaza. We're currently, we have the design for it. My hope is to have it by the first quarter of next year, have it up and running. And we will have Saturday and Sunday hours there to start on.
We have problems in here about teachers and quality teachers. How do you get quality doctors?
I will say, many of you know Jeanette Edwards. She does a phenomenal job recruiting. We have partnerships with numerous schools, with Howard, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, you know, people across the base, and we have almost 100 students that come through our centers every year. So that is kind of a feeder program, but we also work with our state and national associations, you know, but it is challenging. It's very challenging because we can't compete with the hospital system. We can't, because they have oncology, they have orthopedic, they have ways to generate significant revenue, and that's a challenge for us. You know, so that's why I'm trying to do things like the pharmacy and try to bring in more revenue so we can be sustainable in terms of pay and be competitive. You know, so, and there's one of the things that's nice about what we do for our staff, that we have a better work-life balance. You don't see a lot of the weekends, you don't see a lot of the nights, and that's what some providers like. Reggie?
Yes. Have you all created a plan or thought about creating a plan to actually educate the public? Because the connotation or perception that Bill mentioned earlier is real. So, and I had that same perspective until I really learned a lot more about it from you and Betty. So is there an approach that you can take that helps to educate the general public on the outward differences in rural health versus what we typically agree?
So yeah, so I'm glad you asked that. We just had our strategic plan approved. So now we're working on a marketing plan that aligns with our strategic plan. And part of that is communication. And then one of the things that I found is how many people don't fully understand what we do at Eastern Shore Rural Health. You know, and that's an issue. If you don't know, it's that old saying, you don't know what you don't know. So you don't know to call them and say, hey, we have outreach services. You know, we have people that go in the homes currently, you know, so our provider will send somebody out to help check on somebody. And we work the migrant affairs, we do all kinds of things that people don't fully understand. But yes, we are working on a marketing strategic plan to align with our overall strategic plan. Good question. What other questions you guys have?
Transportation. How do you get over to a rural area? It's lots of miles that any bus would have to travel. There's a bus system, but I don't know that it's adequate. How do you get over? How does Eastern Shore Rural Health get around this?
Well, we don't. People got to find their own means right now. So that's one of the things I'm looking at is transportation services, which I had with the tribe, and they're sustainable. You know, with Medicaid expansion, they're definitely sustainable. We do give, on behalf of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, I think we give almost 8,200 passes away annually.